this is Kimchiman right here. Today I'm going to go to Myeongdong, the most tourist town. But I guess that there will be not many people because of coronavirus going around. But anyways, I'm going to take a bus and transfer to the subway. I have Tmoney card with me right now, and I'm going to go to the convenience store and put 5,000 won into this card. And I'm going to show you how to use public transportation using the subway and the bus. So please follow me. Before we go any further, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the cards. So number one, Tmoney card. This is the card that you need to buy and you want to buy, because simply you can buy it at any convenience store. This is 2,500 won, but I think at some convenience stores they could be 3,000 won. It varies. With cooler graphic design, it is 4,000 won. So you can buy it at any convenience store like GS25, CU, Ministop, and whatever. Next is Cashby card. They are basically the same thing, but this is offered by Lotte Company, which is a huge company in Korea. Some universities and companies decide to use Cashby cards for their employees or students' IDs because you can simply print the picture of their faces and the names on these cards, Cashby cards. With these cards, you can also buy snacks or any dessert, even coffee at convenience stores or at major coffee places. I'll put the link down below later. And thanks to this credit card, if you live in Korea and if you can be issued with this credit card, you can also use it with credit card transportation function. It says here, right, 교통카드, meaning public transportation card. So you can use it, but you pay later, about a month later, because they don't charge you right away because it's a credit card. It will get added to your bill later. The same goes with this card, 후불 교통카드, so you pay later. This 교통카드 means, public transportation, if you can read Korean. So pay on, you can also use it. So simply, I think the easiest way to buy any of these cards is like this one. You go to a convenience store and buy Tmoney card and start your journey. This time, let's try to understand the subway and the bus system in and around Seoul. First, subway fares are calculated by unifying all metropolitan subway lines based on a distance proportional system. There are more than 10 subway lines in and around Seoul. Seoul is the capital, and Gyeonggido is a province that surrounds Seoul. So you can take the subway not only in Seoul but also in Gyeonggi area. The first 10 kilometers is 1,251. But if you use single journey tickets, 101 is added to that, so you pay 1,351. After the first basic 10 kilometers, between 10 and 50 kilometers, you pay 101 for every 5 kilometers. Now, you may wonder, do I have to pay once more when I transfer from bus to the subway? The answer is no. Because in Seoul and Gyeonggido area, the subway and the bus system are regarded as one system. So you only pay basic fare. But the basic fares are different. In Gyeonggi, though, the bus fares are 1,451. In Seoul, the buses are 1,200. But the subway is 1,250 wherever you are, whether you're in Seoul or Gyeonggido. So you pay only the basic fare up to 10 kilometers. But after the first 10 kilometers, you pay 101 more for every 5 kilometers. Now, let's talk about buses a little while. There are 4 different buses you can distinguish in color. The green one goes to main areas like downtowns, subway stations. But the blue bus is very similar, but it goes further. It travels more. So it may travel from one gu district of Seoul to the other district. So from one gu to the other gu. Gu is district. The yellow bus is like a touristy bus. It travels only like a short range. So it is quite cheap. It's only 600 won. What about the red bus? Sometimes it could be a blue bus, but mostly red bus. These buses are bigger, fancier, and they have a lot of seats. So they are quite expensive. They could travel to Gyeonggi from Seoul or vice versa. Night buses are blue, but it has N before number. Maul bus is a village bus. It's a small bus that goes to only like small areas, like in your hood, like hood. What about Gyeonggi bus? Gyeonggi buses are 1,451. You need to pay that. It has dark green and you can see the logo G. So G bus is Gyeonggi bus. Another one is Jasok bus. That's blue bus. Jasok means sitting, so you can be on the bus, but you can sit because there are many seats. It's a little bit more expensive, 1,001 more expensive. Another one is direct Jasok bus. That's red bus. So it travels more, for example, from Gimpo to Seoul. Gimpo is Gyeonggi, one city in Gyeonggi area. But Gyeonggi Belt bus is also red, but the difference is from direct Jasok bus is that it travels from one Gyeonggi city to the other Gyeonggi city, so it covers farther distances. But direct Jasok bus and Gyeonggi Belt bus, these are all red. They are quite similar. So you may wonder, how much money do I need to put into this card? The most reasonable amount of money that I think is 10,000 won. Because one ride is around 1,500 won. So you can use it 6.5 times, which means that you can use it for 3.5 days. So 10,000 won is pretty good. But if you are going to stay in Korea for more than a week, you may want to put 20,000 won because you don't want to put money every time you use public transportation. So 10,000 won may be the most reasonable amount, as these walnuts look quite reasonable too. If you travel with your family, if you have a teenager or a child, you can simply register them as a teenager or as a child. You need their passports, and when you buy Tmoney cards at a convenience store, show your IDs and register them as one of these qualifications, a teenager or a child. Then you can get a discount. Teenagers usually pay half the price of the adults' fares, and children normally pay 1/3 of the prices that adults pay. You may also wonder about the return policy. I wrote it down here. It's quite lousy. So refund policy is right here. Just 25, 7-Eleven, and any individual convenience stores. If you have less than 20,000 won in this card, less than 20,000 won, you can get a refund. At CU, at Ministop, Emart 24, I'm sorry about Korean, Emart 24, if you have less than 30,000 won on this card, then you can get a refund. Can you use Tmoney mobile cards on your phones? Yes, you can if you have Android phones. But if you're an iPhone user, you cannot because NFC function on your iPhone is not available in Korea. You can download simply Tmoney mobile card application from Google Play Store. But it's bothersome because it takes 10 to 15 seconds to get it completely loaded. So even if you press the button Tmoney mobile card application, and it takes that much time. It's not big of a deal. It's not much time, but when you get on the subway and off the subway, or especially when you get on the bus and get off the bus, you have to do it quickly because there are people, and Korean people always pressure you. They do everything really quickly, so it's not a big deal. It's not a good thing. I don't recommend it. I don't know anyone who actually use the Tmoney mobile cards on their phones. Just simply stick with the actual Tmoney card. Did you like my video? I hope you got all the information that you really needed. If you have any questions about public transportation in Seoul and Gyeonggido, please leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up and consider subscription if you really liked it. I'm going to come back with part 2 of this video.